The best producers I know don't think about music production the way you'd expect. The real reason their tracks sound so good has nothing to do with fancy mixing tricks or expensive gear. It's a mindset shift that sets them apart. After helping over 400 producers finish music they're proud of, I know exactly what it takes to stop overthinking every decision and instead start creating and finishing tracks you're actually proud to put out. So in this video, I'll show you what that mindset shift is and exactly how to apply it so you stop feeling stuck and start making real progress with every track you create from now on. Here's how it works. So a lot of producers I talk to approach music production in a way that is very tense and leads to a lot of frustration. So they approach this with the mindset of, I want to get what I have in my head into my DAW, and if I cannot really close that gap, then I'm somehow flawed and something's missing. I don't think most professional producers actually work in this way. In fact, pretty much everyone I know of who's had some level of success in the music industry as producer, composer, engineer, they approach music production in a slightly different way that is much more playful. So I suggest you at least try something out. Try to think of music production like a child that's approaching playing. So they never plan their game completely. They just sink into this wonderful flow state and develop things as they go. They run into stuff that doesn't work and then they rise up to the challenge and find creative solutions around that. Now, what also does not work really well is to just create with no intention at all and no guardrails whatsoever. So I think the sweet spot lies between those two extremes. So instead of perfectly planning what we want to do, we only want to set certain loose guardrails, like a specific sonic direction or an emotional connection, something that actually helps us develop what we want to develop. And that's exactly what happened here in this session. So let me play this for you. This is still in the ideation stage. So my intention with this was to create something quite groovy, driven by the low end, that has this edge and texture and just pulls people into this atmosphere without like a super upfront lead melody or anything. Now what's important to understand here is a lot of the stuff you're hearing right now was not happening in my mind and then I perfectly executed on this. I let it develop quite naturally. And the way I do this is very often by not really trying to program stuff. So when you take a look at the percussions here, these are not programmed MIDI drums. They are actually specific audio loops, sometimes not even really percussion sounds, that I put into Granulator, and then I triggered Granulator with MIDI notes to play certain fragments of that. Now, very often I let a sequencer generate those MIDI notes for me so I can test this out. So I can quickly show you how I do this. So we create a new MIDI track. We load Granulator on this. We put some kind of a sequencer before that, and I've made specifically a video about that as well. The important thing is, like, you don't want to overthink this. This is like an explorative process. So you grab some sample, loop, whatever you want to use. It could also be like a field recording. This is what I personally use a lot. Now let's use something tonal here. And then we just increase the variation here where the grains play. Now, you cannot really plan for something like this to happen. Like, my mind would never come up with exactly that groove and exactly that modulation. This is completely impossible. I think this is part of where your taste actually starts to matter more than the specific skill of transferring stuff you have in your head into your DAW. I'm quite sure that this is similar in other forms of art. Not every avant-garde painting is perfectly planned. This is also an explorative process of someone smashing color onto like a canvas. And I think this is very beautiful because it allows us to explore the edges of what's possible. Now, something else I want to show you in this session, which is very interesting, is those lead sounds here. You might think that they are synths, but if you take a close look, you will see that the synth is actually the kick drum sample. Check this out. It's the exact same sample that I'm using here in the kick drum, and this creates this incredibly rich sound here. And the top layer on top. Now, the way I landed on this is quite interesting. I thought to myself, hey, I have never tried out what I can actually do with all these controls in here. Yeah, there's like a lot of different modulation possibilities inside the Ableton drum sampler. With this, you can actually do crazy stuff. So syncopated, staccato rhythms are possible, but also you can just go for really grainy ring modulation, FM, and so on. And this is how, through this explorative process, I landed on something that actually starts to oscillate. Oh wow, that is interesting, I thought to myself, and so I went all in and created that lead sound out of it. Now obviously there's more stuff happening after that in terms of effects. So I have a saturator. You will see that this LFO is chained to the amount of color here, and it basically cycles. And what this does is it emphasizes and de-emphasizes different parts that go into the saturation circuit. So more high-end or less high-end. Now it's feeling less high-end. Now, obviously, the skills you have to build is to know, like, okay, what can I even modulate and how do I use my modulation tools? But from there on, it's just pure exploration. It goes into some ring modulation here in the shifter, and then Shaperbox just like adds to the groove a little bit, goes into a grain reverb, and then this LFO, this is playing around here with the shifter and basically mixing a bit more of that ring modulation in, a bit less, and increases the feedback on this delay circuit. Now, this first stage of coming up with great sounding ideas for tracks is just the beginning. But if you can't turn these ideas into end-to-end arrangements without getting stuck, you still have a problem. So watch this video next, in which I help you turn loops into tracks without getting stuck or frustrated.